one of one of the I guess the top reasons why Canada is their destination is for the array of opportunities that they will get to receive while studying, even after during or after they graduate. And the opportunities is actually, they're not only for the students, it could be for their
Mm-hmm.
family, their spouse, their partner, and even for their kids. So it's there's a domino effect on this, and that's why we're going to highlight on those and what Confed can offer and what the city can offer as well, where Confederation College is located, of course. So yeah, very exciting indeed.
Yes, that's correct. So it's a very good topic for everybody. As you mentioned, it's not just for the students but for their dependents that are coming with them. So for today's agenda, aside from that, we'll also be talking about the how you can get your study permit in Canada, and we'll also be discussing a few reasons why Canada is the best destination of especially for Filipinos right now. Okay? So to start us off, again, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. We are also live on Facebook, and this is also being recorded, so you can also see it on our YouTube channel. We'll upload it sometime this week. Okay, so this is the ACN team. So to introduce, I am Bia Barcelona, and I am a marketing specialist. So here we have the ACN team, and we were established in 2005. Okay, so we have different services that we offer. So we offer for three countries, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. So you can say the ACN. Okay. Easy to remember, all right? But for today, we are focusing on our programs for Canada. And we are again partnered with Confederation College, and we are excited to always work with Christelle from Confederation. Okay, now we have here the office locations of ACN Southern. So we have here the main office, the head office in Makati City, but we also have offices in Angeles City, Pampanga, Baguio City, Benguet, Capan City, Nueva Ecija, Cabanatuan City, Nueva Ecija, and Quezon City, Metro Manila. So these last two offices are actually our newest. They just opened this year, this 2021. So these are newly established offices of ACN Southern. So yes, we are expanding our location here in the Philippines. Okay. All right, so now let us talk about Canada. All right, so this is the highlighted country for the day for this afternoon. So Canada is the second largest country in the world according to land area. You will find that it is above the United States of America. So you see here, and then they have here the capital of Ottawa. Okay, so Canada is 33 times bigger than the Philippines. So it's a very big country. As mentioned, it's the second largest country. So you see here the difference in their land area. But when it comes to the population or the number of Filipinos versus the number of Canadians, well, our population is way, way bigger. Okay, so you can see here the numbers of our population compared to Canada. So here, you can see that Canada, they are in need of people, immigrants, international students, workers. So they need workforce in their country. All right, so that's why it's very much welcome, especially Filipinos, to come to their country. All right, so here's a closer look on the map of Canada. So you see here the different provinces and the different territories of this huge country. Later on, we will know the exact location of Confederation College, and you would be more familiar with the city itself. Okay, so in Canada, they have two official languages, which is English and French. Okay, so we Filipinos, you can already speak very good English. You'll just be learning French when you get there. All right, so I hope when you come back to visit the Philippines, you'll be saying bonjour. All right, now let's talk about the reasons why you should consider studying in Canada. First off, of course, Canada is a first world country, so they offer an outstanding quality of education. So, as proof of that, they have 11 of the top 250 universities worldwide. And even if it's just the universities here, it also shows that the different colleges or high schools in Canada, they also have this good quality of education. All right. Next, if you are comparing Canada to other countries or you're still researching what is the best country for you. So Canada offers one of the lowest tuition fees among English-speaking countries. So you can see that they are cheaper compared to the US, UK, and Australia. And I can say AC and Southern can attest to this because we are also processing for Australia. And I can say that Canada offers like a more affordable tuition fee than their Canadian schools. Oh, sorry, Australian schools. Okay. Also, what other reason to study in Canada other than they are the number one country in the world? Okay, so this is according to the 2021 Best Countries report. Okay, so they are the number one best country. Okay, so next reason is Canada is one of the safest countries in the world, and not just for international students, but for everybody, for their citizens, for their permanent residents, for tourists. Okay, so as long as you're in Canada, it's a very safe country. So if you are coming to Canada alone and your family, they're kind of worried, oh, you're gonna be alone in Canada, you don't have any family there, you tell them, don't worry, because Canada has one of the lowest crime rates thanks to a fair justice system, strict gun control laws, and good community policing. Okay, so again, Canada, it's a very safe country for everybody. Next, Canada has a diverse and multicultural society. So they offer or they have an official national policy of multiculturalism because they have a lot of different people from different background, different countries, different nationalities coming to their beautiful country because they offer a lot of opportunities for everyone. Okay, so that is why you'll see when you get to Canada, you won't be the only Filipino, you won't be the only international student, you'll get to meet a lot of different people from different nationalities. All right, so this is also one of our frequently asked questions. Can I work while I study? Can I have some sort of income while I'm studying in Canada? So the answer is yes. Yes, you can. So you can work while you study. So as a student, you are allowed to work part-time or 20 hours per week during your study period. But during your scheduled school breaks, that is the time that you can work full-time. Okay, again, part-time during your study and then full-time during your scheduled school breaks like your summer breaks, winter breaks, or like holidays. Okay. All right, so next, let's talk about bringing your spouse and your kids with you. So if you are already married, you have your own children, you have your own family with you, you can actually bring them with you under the study permit. So even if you're just an international student in Canada, you can bring your partner and they are eligible for an open work permit, which will allow them to work full-time. And then your children, they can study for free at Canadian public schools. All right, so your children, as long as they're 17 years old and younger, they can study or they can avail of the free education in Canada. Okay, so that's a very good opportunity for the whole family, not just for the student, but for your whole family. And then lastly, let us talk about the post-graduation work permit program under the immigration possibilities of Canada. Okay, so when you study at colleges like Confederation College, you are eligible to apply for a post-graduation, meaning after graduation, work permit program. So this will allow you to work full-time after you graduate from your program from Confederation College. All right. Now, let us talk about how you can study in Canada. So here we'll talk about the process, what you need to prepare, what are the documents you need or should have on hand, okay? So to apply for a study permit, first, what is a study permit? So this is, in some terminologies, we'd call it the student visa, okay? But in Canada, they call it the study permit. So this is a document issued by the Canadian government to allow non-Canadian nationals to study at designated learning institutions, or DLIs, okay? Now, DLIs, these are schools approved by the government to host international students, okay? So when you apply for a study permit in Canada, you're looking for a school to study in, you have to double check that they are a designated learning institution. So I can say that 100% Confederation College is a designated learning institution. All right, now let's talk about the requirements. Okay, now for the eligibility here, you can like self-assess if you are qualified, eligible to study in Canada. First of all, the age, okay? So the age requirement is at least 18 years old. So you have to be older than 18, okay? So younger than 18 years old, you might need a guardian with you, but you have to be at least 18 years old, okay? So if you're going to ask if there's an age limit in Canada, there's no age limit in Canada. So that is might be good news for some of you, okay? So there's no age limit. So you could be well above the age of 30, 40, or even 50 years old. You're still very much welcome to study. Next, you have to see if you are at least a senior high school graduate, or if you're from the old curriculum, you at least second year college. Okay, so this is the minimum requirement. Okay, so Confederation College may have use for those who graduated just from K10. All right, so they might be able to see your admissions. Okay. Next is you should have good health and good character, because you are required to undergo a medical health check and submit police clearance. Okay, so again, these are the eligibility needed to study in Canada. Next, let's talk about the documents needed. Okay, so what are these that you need to prepare? So I suggest that you can take screenshots of this slide so you have reference after the webinar. Okay, so you have to prepare your personal documents like your passport and your birth certificate, your diploma and your transcript of record for your academic documents. For the English requirement, in some cases, you will need to show your English test like IELTS or Duolingo. But I think Confederation College has good news for this English requirement. So we will know more later on. Then finally, you should also prepare financial documents like your bank statements. Okay, so this is important. So this is what you would also call your show money. All right. So again, these are the documents you should prepare when you have plans to study in Canada. Again, you can take a screenshot of this. All right. So another important thing that document that you need to prepare when studying in Canada is what you call the study plan. So it is a brief overview of why you want to study in Canada. So it's like a letter, an essay explaining what program you will take, what are your plans after your studies, and it is a good part of your study plan to lay out your employment opportunities, or the opportunities you are looking forward back home here in the Philippines. Okay, so ACN Southern, we have a template for this, and we will advise you, we will give you assistance when composing your study plan. Okay, so we have services for that. All right, so now let us talk about the permit application process. Okay, what are the steps you need to undergo so that you can have your study permit? Okay, so let's divide it into three parts. The first part, or the first stage, is your contract signing. So this is the like an official agreement with the ACN Southern that you're getting us as your educational consultant. So sign the ACN agreement, pay the ACN fee, then we'll give you the complete list of requirements. So here we now have an official partnership to start your application. Then we do your enrollment process. So ACN Southern will let you fill out enrollment forms. Then you gather requirements, send it to us. We don't need hard copies. We just need clear scanned copies sent to our email. Okay, and then we will send your application through online to Confederation College. Okay, so the application for enrollment, it's online. So you could be overseas, you could be far away from our offices. It is no issue because you just need to send them through our email. Okay, so it's online. Next is when Confederation College process your enrollment, they will issue and then we will receive the letter of offer. So this means that they are offering you a seat for their program. Then what we do is we pay a tuition fee deposit. Okay. So we pay a minimum amount so that we can get our letter of acceptance, meaning we are now officially enrolled at Confederation College. All right. So this is just a very quick process with Confederation. Now, here comes the hard part, the permit application. But don't worry, ACN Southern will guide you all throughout. We will help you with this permit application. So we will give you application forms to fill out, and we will double check this for any errors or if we need to change some items. Then you should gather your requirements, okay? We will give you, I will double check again the list of requirements you needed for your permit application. Okay. Before we submit your permit application, of course, ACN Southern will always double check your documents if they are clear, they are readable, and they are complete. Okay. After submitting your application, you will also undergo your medical health check. You'll also undergo or submit your biometrics, which are your fingerprints and your photograph. Then we'll just wait for a few weeks or like a number of weeks until we can get your permit decision. All right. So the whole process, we divide it into 3 stages. It can span in 4 to 6 months. Okay. So that's why if you're looking for an intake or start date in Canada, you should prepare at least more than 6 months. Okay. All right, so that is the presentation of ACN Southern. So you can check us out on Facebook. So you can check ACN Southern Immigration and Education Services. You can also directly send me an email. So it's acnsouthern30@gmail.com because we are offering a free, okay, again, I say free one-on-one consultation. So this can be done via phone call, Messenger, Zoom, or Google Meet. All right. So if you are still not feeling safe to personally visit our offices, we can do a virtual meeting. Okay. Just send me an email so that we can schedule you one. All right. So that has been ACN Southern. And now I would like to introduce my lovely co host and our guest from Confederation College. We have their international recruitment from the Philippines, Miss Cristel Ross Valenzuela. Hi, Cristel. Nice to see you again.
Yes, indeed. Hello, Bea. Thank you so much for that, again, comprehensive
Mhm.
information that you've shared with each and everyone. It lessens actually the hassle, like from from the students and the client's perspective, because it gives them a heads up on what to prepare
Mhm.
and what not to do. So
Yeah, that's correct.
isn't it? So it's for us, it's really, really imperative that we have a trusted partner. So at Confederation College, we're so happy that ACN is really one of the most hands-on, one of the most bona fide partners that we have here in the Philippines. And that's why we are so psyched to have each and every one here in this session today. And yes, our session today, as mentioned earlier, I will just reiterate, it's quite interesting. We are going to highlight about the opportunities well, at Confederation College if you select a certain program. And of course, when it comes to the college, it goes hand in hand with the location, right? The community, the city, the province. You really need to know yung ganong aspeto. We need to know the whole picture. So I am going to discuss a little bit of everything, snippets of everything about what I've mentioned earlier. And so my presentation will be approximately 20 minutes. So stay put, kindly finish this session, and after which we're going to have a very quick Q&A rather, after my presentation. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen right now. As indicated in the chat box, if we do have any questions about the services of our partner AC and Southern Immigration, and also about the college, please, this is the right time for you to ask interesting questions that might really also trigger another interesting question. Kasi ano yan, we're going to take advantage of this free info session. Okay, share my computer sound. All right, so today I'll be highlighting on these key sectors in Thunder Bay, Ontario, where Confederation College is located. As mentioned, we need to see everything in a nutshell because this preparation is not just for you alone. You can bring your family, right? And you can bring your kids. Will this be a safe place for you, for the whole family? Will there be an opportunity not only for me as a student per se, but also for my partner or my spouse if they want to go with me via dependent visa or open work permit? So we need to establish this information. We need to know the answer right now. It is very, very critical. And we're happy to share. We are confident to share because we are backed up by the college and, of course, by the community of Thunder Bay to answer those questions. So today, what are we going to expect? A little bit about, of course, the city of Thunder Bay, the wonderful Instagrammable city of Thunder Bay with abundant opportunities for different industry. Okay, not only one saturated industries, but it is a spread out of different occupation and industries. And of course, we need to also find out about the other feature about the immigration opportunity, and of course about the college. So the next slide, just gonna show a very quick video of Thunder Bay. Probably if you've seen this in our posts in the past or in our social media pages, or also when you've done your research, this might be familiar. So for the first timers, kindly enjoy the very quick video and pay attention to the profile of the community in Thunder Bay City.
Home. Some say it's where the heart is. That there's no place like it. In Thunder Bay, we all embrace a life that's unapologetically northern. Because for us, home is more than where we are. It's who we are. We're a rare breed. We roll with the punches and go with the flow. We carve our own niche and blaze our own trails. Our pioneering spirit unifies us, makes us a community. North side, south side, at the end of the day, we're all on the same side. This is our stomping ground, our natural habitat. And whether you choose Thunder Bay or Thunder Bay chose you, this is home.
From that very short clipping, it did present different industries. If you're from the hospitality industry, you've seen the array of bars. If you're from the tourism industry as well, you can also you can be familiar with the different outdoor activities that Thunder Bay has to offer. And if you're from the healthcare, if you're from the business, this is a great avenue for you. And as you can see from the left part of the screen, this provides us I guess, a very black and white feature or portfolio of our city. Geographically speaking, we're quite strategic. About on the other side, you can go to the states, and the other side can go to Manitoba. And the other side, about 2 hours away by flight to Toronto. And there are different aspects there. If you, as a tourist, of course, you come in and out in the city, this will provide abundant opportunities for those who are in Thunder Bay. And as you know, when the economy is open, there is an economic influx. So that's what we're trying to provide here. And if you're from the different industry as well, let's say aviation and maritime, we are the third busiest airport in Ontario and the largest inland port in the world, not only in Canada alone, but in the world. So this again really resonates that we do have an array of industries, which I'll be also highlighting later on. Okay, and another key aspect here is that Confed College is very fortunate that our students will be able to apply to a variety of immigration route. I'm not an immigration expert, but we are very lucky because the college, we work hand in hand with CEDC, Community Economic Development Commission. So apart from that, they run the economy of the city. They also, they're very essential when it comes to PR nominee because CEDC endorses those who would qualify for PR through the RNIP route, and they would endorse them to the community to apply for PR. So sobrang mahalaga po sila. And sabi ko nga, we are very lucky that we and the college and CEDC, we work hand in hand in order for our students to be able to grasp opportunity, whether it's long term or short term. And there was a webinar conducted last February, and as an international student perspective, I'm trying to seal the deal right now. You will get to witness this as well. So we do a lot of free webinars about your study permit, about your work, what do you call this? Work regulations, your work rights as international student, and even different immigration routes. And during this webinar, the topic was again about RNIP, and it was asked, what are the chances of the student to be qualified or to be recommended by the community? And it stated really, really great chance if you would definitely meet this outright requirements. And to justify that, during the first draw, it happened last year, the first draw for RNIP, and 50%, okay, would you believe? 50% of those who were nominated. So we were competing, our students were competing from another institution, graduates from the other institution, and also those who have been working in the community. But 50, staggering 50% were actually from Confed College. The nominees or those who were endorsed by CEDC were actually graduates of Confed College. I think that is such again, a stunning information. Thank you, Ms. Rina. I love that, a round of applause. Hopefully you will be our prospective client as well, and you will be a part of this successful immigration route. And they also mentioned during that time, so February, that hopefully that there will be an increase, and there was indeed an increase when it comes to the seat. There was a recent draw this year, and here it is. So last year, the first draw, 50% again, the industry was just highlighting the healthcare and community programs. But this year, the latest draw, a couple of months back, it was a sporadic list of industries. In fact, ang number one for industry is food service. Number one, when it comes to the nominee, and next naman si healthcare and community, and the rest were quite equal. And that's what we love about this immigration pilot, because it does provide nga not only one specific occupation, in demand occupation or priority occupation, it does provide opportunity to each and different occupation. And another important information here, Confed College, all our programs, whether you're taking carpentry, business accounting, it is a direct match for NOC, or National Occupation Checklist, via our NIP route. So that is, again, a very relevant information. Okay, so moving forward, thank you for that. But okay, there are also other routes because we have program, because in RNIP, it requires you 2-year program. So whether it's a 1+1 or pure 2-year, and that is quite typical for all RNIP communities. So if you're going to do a 1-year program, but eto rin, to give you an advice, if you're going to ask us, we better suggest a 2-year program. So it's up to you whether a pure 2-year or a 1+1 format. But nevertheless, if you feel that you are qualified and you're confident enough and you find opportunities are waiting for you on that specific program or industry, then under the OINP, it requires you to at least have 1 year of work experience and a it doesn't really have to I know you're a graduate. It could be you nga or your partner applying for this route. And for the express entry, it will also require a 1 year experience. But the great news, as far as I can remember, the experience is not necessarily needed for the OINP, not necessarily here in Canada, not in Canada. It could be like from where you're from. So there are a lot of technicalities, like what I said. I'm not an immigration expert. Those are what we've learned from the excerpts from the previous trainings and webinars that we have attended. But as an international student, don't worry because we have in-house lawyers. You can ask further from them, and it's for free. It is part of the school fees that you have paid or you will pay. Okay. And okay, to really establish what I'm saying is what we got, okay, from the webinar conducted by CEDC and what I've learned as well. This is a message coming from our college dean, and kindly watch what she has to say. Listen, hear what she has to say.
I really commend the Canadian government because it has given the students a pathway to stay here. So students come, they study, they get used to living in Canada, they adapt to the culture, they improve their language, and then they graduate with a Canadian credential. And then the Canadian government makes it relatively easy for them to stay for anywhere up to 3 years to work here and apply everything they learned. We have an awful lot of
Okay, so Miss Miriam Wall, even she herself is commending the government, like so grateful that the government of Canada, especially Thunder Bay, they do welcome. They even encourage the students to stay put and gain their working experience in Thunder Bay. And from there, whatever the plan be, whether plan A to Z, that would be, you have the choice. If you decide to stay in Thunder Bay, we are more than happy if your work opportunity for your postgraduate might be offered somewhere else, then that will be your discretion. We're not stopping you from there. But the point is that you have a choice, and the choices are actually win-win. Okay, now that we've known about the community and the immigration route, we're going to highlight, of course, about the college. And as mentioned by Ms. Bea of ACN earlier, we are, of course, a designated learning institute. Therefore, we abide with the regulations rigorously, and our programs, all our programs would have a postgraduate work facet. Okay. And about a student service, these are the things that you're going to receive. Only few of the things. I did not place everything here. We even have a food bank. So if you might run out of probably if you just even if you have a stock of food but you want to get some food, it's for free. In fact, since the classes actually started, we're giving out free healthy food to our students. Limited stock lang siya sa unahan. But the thing is, it's for free, and just a simple way of saying thank you. And as you can see here, okay, I did mention that there are different possibilities for you. If you're confused on which immigration route that you would go for, you can seek professional help from our immigration lawyers, our in-house immigration lawyers, and you can just ask from them further. If you want to do a second program on the second year, if you want to do 1+1, you can consult with them as well. And everything is for free. They'll be able to guide you, what is according to your plan, to your vision. So transparency is the key. And of course, another perk as a student at Confed is that we have a special division called the Employment Division, Workforce Division, so they could facilitate the work opportunities. And so we work hand in hand. Sorry, so this one, it's called the Workforce Development Division. So if you are in need for a job listing, if you want to do your work placement or your co-op or the paid internship and you haven't found an employer yet, don't fret. Just go to the Workforce Development Division and they could provide you some options. Okay, so that's another important information. And what about postgraduate work opportunities? So the WDDD, we work with NEW. NEW is an employment and tourist service provider. And apparently, one of their office is situated at Confederation College. So meron tayong leverage. Isang tumbling nga lang, as we say, you can go to their office and you can also ask for consultation about skills, training, free certificates, and it's for free. Everything is for free as an international student. They also have a job bank. You can check it out right now as we speak. Go to northwestworks.ca. You can type in there specifically Thunder Bay, or if you want to work anywhere in the Northwest area, you can find the available jobs in the community. It's only one job bank. Every site, CEDC site, Thunder Bay website, Tourism Thunder Bay, they also have job postings. Even like through my Facebook page, I also do postings on the available jobs in the community, especially for those who would want to do part-time while they study, and of course, for the postgraduate as well. Okay. So very important to say we owe, and like what I've mentioned, I reiterate, the service is free. Please take advantage, attend all the free sessions that they would provide and the future. Okay. And as an example, okay, right now the students, they can do face-to-face, they can visit those who are now on campus doing the current intake. They can visit the visit the office and inquire face-to-face, or they can just do a virtual call. So Workforce Division, again, in collaboration with NEW and Employment Ontario. Example, so for this program called Developmental Service Worker, you can even find it in our website. What are the available or prospective employers for their co-op or paid internship? We have it here. Just click the link and it will go to the employer's website. And if you pay attention to the bottom of this deck, employment prospects. So this is after you graduate, okay? And we always encourage that, of course, kahit naman saan yata, before you graduate, make sure that you establish a network so you don't have to wait for last minute. Apply even before you graduate. And once you have your postgraduate work permit, it's going to be smooth sailing. And here, graduates are hired by the following agencies in Thunder Bay. So such unique offering by the school that they provide these relevant feature, because it kind of gives us some sense of security, isn't it? That okay, there are opportunities if I just pass my class, my program, and I'm actually good to go. So that's what we're trying to establish here. Okay, so now that's about the perks if that you will get to receive as an international student at Confed. Let's discuss a little bit about the program. So the first one is the Faculty of Aviation. We've got here our own hangar located at Thunder Bay International Airport. We do have different kinds of planes and choppers, which is used and for simulation for our aerospace and aviation students. It's about the Confederation College hangar is about which is located at Thunder Bay International Airport. It is 12-15 minutes away from the school. Very convenient. Moving forward, another, alam naman natin, skills and trades. This is in-demand priority occupation. Technology and trades, we encourage if you want to also, if you feel that this is a good program for you, this is a great career path for you, we really want you to go for this. And these are the programs offered for these faculty. Kindly take a screenshot and you can navigate through it later on. Okay. Some will just have additional will have a prerequisite. Example for civil engineering. So they might require K-12 mathematics or college equivalent mathematics. So, but the rest, and some will still have prerequisite, but the rest quite stable as long as you have your qualifications. scholastic qualifications, you're good to go. And I'll reiterate, as mentioned by Ms. Bea, we do waive IELTS for Filipino passport holders. We accommodate K-10 or all Philippine curriculum graduates. No need to do a bridging program. You can go straight to certificate or diploma. You're saving about 18,000. So that's quite staggering information as well. Okay, take a screenshot if you wish. Next one is the Faculty of Business, Hospitality, and Media Arts. And these are the programs offered by under these faculties. Okay. Pinaka-famous CCM, Culinary Management. And of course, business programs. Yan, very in demand. Next will be Community Services and Health. And these are the programs offered under these faculty, very in demand, very competitive, always, always an underweight list. So we are now open for September intake. So you better start your application. We're still open for May, and May normally for postgraduate programs lang siya. If you still want to catch up for January, you still can. The last day to submit would be by November, and to settle your deposit fee. So time is of an essence. So let's try to apply ASAP. And the last one, postgraduate programs, we do have an array. So from tech, business, health related, and you can also do a 1+1, as I've mentioned earlier. The 1+1, you don't have to decide right now. You can do that later on. And you can also add that up with a certificate program if you wish. Okay. And for the key sectors in Thunder Bay, so i-align na natin the programs that we have at CONFED, and of course, the economy in Thunder Bay. These are the key sectors, the growing ones in Thunder Bay. Healthcare, academe, it's also quite in demand. In fact, for academe, they're always in dire need of educators, preschool teachers, daycare providers, a daycare specialist, so SPED as well, SPED educators. So we are so much in need of you. Okay, and apart from what I've mentioned, these are the growing ones in Thunder Bay. And example, so this, I've aligned this from the website of CEDC. This is for the skills and trade. So if you also go to our website, we have also stipulated here the great opportunities that is waiting for you. And these are, again, some of the samples about the apprentice program. And if I were to recommend, try to go for a program that would have that embedded in that curriculum, the apprenticeship or the co-op. Okay, so this is a variety from construction to chef, electrical engineering, safety management, so forth and so on. And if you're also from the healthcare and community support, definitely, alam naman natin, #1 din yan in Thunder Bay and across Canada. And we have, in Thunder Bay, we have here the Regional Health Science Center. It's a world-class facility, and we're actually revamping it. It's very famous right now. Ngayon, nag-improve na naman siya. So if you visit their site, the health center, they're always looking for employees as well. Even if you're from, don't limit yourself because you're from healthcare. They are in need of human resource, accountants, those are from marketing. So you're also very much welcome to apply and be employed at these different companies or industries. And this is a screenshot for us to understand about the industries in Thunder Bay. This is subdivided in different types or different clusters. First is the business size. Quite madaming mga small business kasi they really empower SMEs in the community. And they also have the macro one, so micro to macro. And here on the second layer or the second cluster, it's about the different industries in Thunder Bay. This was last updated last year, February. So hopefully we're going to receive another updated one for this year. Sorry, kung last year for this year, next year pa February. And the next one, so ito, sorry, So just to circle back, different industries. So if you're from the forestry industry as well, if you're from the academia, as mentioned, even entertainment, real estate, this is again a great avenue for you. And the next cluster is about major employers. Oh, andito kami. Yes, we are very happy to share with you that we are so vibrant when it comes to employment. And we're also in need of employees all the time. So here's Confed and other top employers in the community. Okay, moving forward, I want to show this quick video about Thunder Bay, and let's see what it has to offer about the opportunities.
We don't need to tell you about the vibrant urban oasis that is Thunder Bay. You know that this clean, green, beautiful city is a regional hub for commerce and transportation. But we may need to remind you that Thunder Bay is a city where employers have hundreds of jobs needing to be filled. Job opportunities abound in Thunder Bay, from accounting to forestry, catering to information technology, mining to healthcare. Businesses and organizations are actively seeking personnel from entry level to executive management. You know it's great to live here. Now just imagine also building your career here. A 10-minute stress-free commute? Now that's gotta be worth looking into. You can enjoy low commute times, low cost of living, and a lower stress lifestyle. You gain time, money, and a whole new way of life. Work here, live here. Go to Thunder Bay for life.
Very exciting indeed. So it's nice that the community welcomes, of course, the international community immigrants, and that again it gives us some sense of confidence, if I can use that term. Okay, and now we're almost done with the presentation. At Confed, we're also giving out partial scholarships or entry bursary for certificate and diploma program. We're giving out 500, and for postgraduate 750. But for 750, you might need to have IELTS 6.5 and a GPA of 2.50, academic GPA. And of course, for the payment structure, you are not obliged to pay in one go. You can actually pay in staggered payment. So you don't have to pay upfront. The first payment is 2,500, which is part of the first semester tuition fee. And then the next payment can be settled 2 months before your intake. So let's say September 2022. So the next payment will still be next year, July 2022. And the next and last payment for the second semester would be 1 to 2 months before the second semester. So nag-aaral ka na, but you actually haven't paid for the whole tuition fee. That is again, hopefully something that you can consider about as an important value. Okay, and to wrap this up, these are the few things that you will get to receive if you continue and you're fully convinced right now and you will avail the services of ACN. And we're going to waive your application fee. And of course, at Confed, we don't need IELTS, we don't need MOI. We accept high school graduates from K to 10. And by the way, your transportation is free. You just have to pay a minimum of admin from 140 to 200 per year. And you can use unlimited bus pass na. And very affordable cost of living. And we've got programs with co-op or paid internship. And of course, the employment assistance and different routes for your immigration path. Okay, so please consider all of these important details. I would not be as passionate every time I present if this college won't really provide you ample array of opportunities, and of course support. As mentioned, we've got we do waive a lot of things: application fee, IELTS, and free bus or bus pass. I think something to consider about. So there you go. So that ends my presentation. Thank you so much for staying put. And I'll call in my co-host, Miss Bea. Hi. There we
Ah,
go.
yes, thank you so much, Christelle, for always presenting about Confederation College. So it's always a great opportunity to see what you guys offer for Filipinos, and it's always a great programs that you're offering them. All right, so now is the time for our question and answer. So for our participants, you can send in your questions in the chat box here in Zoom. And we are also monitoring the Facebook live comments on Confederation College International Philippines Facebook page. All right. So Christelle, we actually have a few questions here already on our Facebook page. All right. So here we have a question from Clarice. Meron po bang offer na PSW sa Confederation?
Yes, thanks for that question, Miss Clarice. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, it is one of the most popular programs. In fact, at Confederation College, it's we know even by now September intake. There are a lot of students who are queuing up for this particular program. Um, well, it's because it is a rewarding route, not just because it offers you great and abundant stepping stone for your long-term goal, but it is a rewarding program. It will be able to, I guess, lead you to different pathways when you go for another program na naman. So what do I mean by that? So you take PSW on the first year, and on the second year you can take another health related program. You can bundle it up as a prerequisite. Well, it's not bad, especially if you don't have a heavy experience in that industry, in the health and community industry. So yes, we have opened our applications for September for PSW program. And why again this is popular, to add on what I've mentioned, Bea, uh, it's a 1 year program, but technically 8 months that they study. 4 months in reality, 4 months that they will do the textbook learning, and the rest will be simulation or applied learning. Nasa laboratory na sila, nandun na sila sa center, they will have paid internship as well as part of the program. And after they graduate, there are employers also waiting for them. So it is such an excellent program.
Great, thank you so much for that. So we actually have a lot of questions for the healthcare. Like this next question from CG Nilo Tang. Okay, their question is taking up health informatics program. How many years for PGWP?
Right. Okay. So the basic rule of thumb for the postgraduate, I'd say postgraduate number of years uh, would be equivalent to the number of years of studies. So if you've done a 1 year program, so you will be given a 1 year of postgraduate work permit. 1 year, pero 8 months in reality yung studies, but 1 year of postgraduate. But if you bundle it up, for example, health informatics is 1 year. And if you want to extend further the postgraduate to have 2 years or up 2 to 3 years, depende sa approval ng ano yan, ng officer, and depends on how would they really assess you fully. They'd be able to provide you up until 3 years. But like what I said, it really depends. But that's a great one. You can bundle it up with another 1 year program if that is what you have in mind, a longer postgraduate work permit.
Yes, that's actually also parang part na din dun sa second or the following questions ni CG Nilotang. What about applying for health informatics program then change program to PSW? Is that possible?
Okay, so I guess hopefully ano hindi yung change is not changed, maybe to
Bundle
add
it up, parang
bundle it
ganon,
up.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, kasi sayang if you change, because your 1 semester you cannot refund for that. You have to finish it up, and if you want to change the second semester, sayang, you're not going to receive a 2-3 year PGWP. Might as well finish the program. Anyway, it's only 8 months, and the rest would be a holiday because you can do full-time job during your holiday, and then carry it over na lang with another 2 year program. Actually, maganda yung if you go for right now, let's look at the picture for September, or say health informatics is available for May. So
Mm-mm.
if you qualify for that, this is also applicable. You go May until December for health informatics. Come January 2023, PSW ka na. So by 2023 of August, done ka na with PSW. And then you can go with your postgraduate work permit. So
Yes.
we have, Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes. So yun, another question from CG Nilotang is what are the available healthcare programs available for January 2022? So is Confederation, are you still accepting for 2020 this January?
Yes, we are still open, and like what I said, really time is of an essence.
Mm-mm.
For us, we can still accommodate. Make sure that you will be able to work on your visa or student permit kasi dun medyo merong challenge, but
Mm.
meron pa rin tayong applications. In fact, for January, we're still open for health informatics. So you can go with that. So if you would go with January health informatics, you finish it by August, September PSW ka na. You can go for that. Or you can take a break and go for January PSW 2023. But that's a great plan. January HI, January 2022, September 2022 PSW or second program. That's an excellent framework.
Yes, ayun nga lang, I would also advise din na if you're targeting the January 2022, medyo hustle up na lang din tayo to get the visa application kasi we were not sure how long the visa application will take kasi usually it would take around 11 weeks for them to give out a permit. So Crystal, if ever that they would like they applied or they enrolled for the January 2022 but they did not get their visa in time, ano yung mga scenarios na pwede? Can they take it online or should they defer to the next intake? What would you advise?
Excellent question. Right. So for now, we're not certain yet if it will be mandatory face to face na for all programs ng winter or January intake. Because for September, we can do hybrid, so we can accommodate while waiting for your visa. In fact, we have our students who have started with their class in September, and they have until December to let us know the result of their visa. So, ang napaka-flexible. But for the January scenario, we're not certain if it is mandatory face-to-face. If that's the case, then you go with the next plan, which is defer to the next possible intake, which would be probably May. So a couple of months. If hindi pa rin, defer na lang din. So there's no fee. You don't have to reapply. We're not charging you of anything. Just let us know. Yeah.
Ayun, yes. Thank you so much for that, Crystal. And then, yun, nagdi-discuss na din naman sila doon sa Facebook. If, clarify
Great.
nila if health informatics is not available for winter 2022, pero na-clarify naman that it's available. It's still open for the winter intake. All right.
Maybe requisite lang tayo, Bea.
Yes.
Should be a graduate of either IT or health-related program. Kasi it's a postgraduate type,
Yes, oo.
postgraduate certificate, 4-year degree. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, yes. Thank you so much for that, Cristel. And then we have a question here from Jerome sa ating Zoom is
Mhm.
what about failed grades?
Right. Yeah, it does happen. That's what we call backlogs.
Mm-mm.
So on a very, I guess, general information, most institutions in Canada, they would have I'd say accommodate up until 6 backlogs or failed grades or failed subjects. But at Confed, we can reevaluate if it's way beyond 6 failures. We can still have a look at your TUR and see what might have been the root cause, and we'll see from there. But what I'm trying to say is we can accommodate beyond 6. Yeah, submit nyo lang yung TUR nyo kay ACN and we'll take it from there.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Crystal. Okay, so while we are still waiting for more questions, so for our participants and viewers on Facebook, you can send them in the chat box or in our comments. Okay. But I have a question for you, Crystal. You mentioned a while ago that it is already mandatory that they have to do the face to face for January. Is that correct? So what
Um,
are like yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
okay. So what are the protocols? Like, should the students be vaccinated? What is the scenario in Confederation?
Right. So it might pa lang
Mm-mm.
ang scenario, but that is the vision. Because right now, would you believe, despite the fact that we've welcomed international tourists and of course students, the tourists we welcomed na last August pa for US from US and for all nationalities September 7. But in Thunder Bay, in even it's we're quite open with this community. Our COVID case is very low. To date, zero weeks na nga siyang zero, zero, magkakaroon lang siyang maybe one or two, and then after that, zero na uli. And again, that says a lot about a community. And maganda yon because the businesses are open. So jobs are available. And for the students, they want to be talaga on campus. Kasi iba pa rin yung feels ng on-campus vibe. And you'll be, of course, networking with a lot of students, the Canadians, and of course, the international students. And we are vouching if we still manage to keep this very low COVID case. And our hope and our vision is by January is to have face-to-face class for all na. But then and again, it will be the decision of the government. You know how volatile it is when it comes to the news. So we just have to really pay attention. But don't worry, we always update naman our partners like ACN and through our social media pages. So we'll let you know definitely. We'll give you a heads up. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much for that. We'll be looking forward. So you mentioned that zero cases in Thunder Bay. Wow, nakakaingit naman sila.
Oo, ano sila, and for those who are planning to, again, to study and they're unvaxxed yet, you can of course get jabbed there for free. Just have to
Mm-mm.
quarantine. But yeah, you can get vaccinated there if you prefer to be jabbed with a under a preferred vaccine. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So when they get quarantined, let's say they're unvaccinated or yung vaccine nila is not accredited by the Canadian government, do they get quarantined in Thunder Bay now or at their port of entry?
Excellent question once again. So, ang port of entry kasi pwedeng sa ano siya, Toronto or Vancouver, pwede.
Mm-mm.
And before they have to quarantine there, but now they can actually go straight to their destination.
Mm-mm.
So they have to quarantine. It's mandatory that they quarantine at our on-campus facility.
All
And
right.
the fee is not really as crazy expensive if you compare it to quarantine in a hotel or Airbnb, and it's safe pa. And it's example for a 12 14-day quarantine dapat. Pero
Mm-mm.
yung last time kasi at 12-day quarantine, 340 CAD siya. So, gano, more or less, doon naglalaro yung rate. Not really that expensive. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Christelle. Okay. And then we have here a question from our Facebook Live again from CG Nilo Tang. What are the available for healthcare programs that are not graduate for college na medical field? Okay. So I guess ito kasi example, fourth year college, first semester BS nursing lang. Like hindi siya graduate from a healthcare degree. Ano yung mga
Okay.
programs na pwede?
Na health related.
Yes po.
And community. So that would be PSW, personal support worker, recreation therapy, developmental services worker. Those are also in demand. All would have paid internship as well.
Alright,
So
great. So yun yung mga pwede for undergraduates.
Yes,
Yes.
correct.
Now, if ever na kunwari,
Yeah.
yun yung inuna nila, yung PSW, recreation therapy, pwede din ba nila i-take yung health informatics afterwards?
Good.
Or kailangan talaga degree siya?
Yes, I think that's a great question. It might be a good stepping stone na
Mm-mm.
for them. I-analyze pa rin yan ni academic team. So
Mm-mm.
they'll be able to provide kasi may tinitignan din silang aspect on the work experience category. So for our postgraduate programs, not necessarily for some programs would require you to be a graduate of a 4-year degree on that field. It could be kasi nag-graduate ka ng ibang degree but you've been working in this field for X number of years.
Mm-mm.
Normally at least 2 to 4 years, and you'd be able to qualify. That actually happened. Let's take for example a different para for all industries tayo. Marketing, digital marketing and marketing analytics. You're not a graduate of business, you're not a graduate of media, but you have an experience on that field. So we'd require minimum of 2 years of marketing or related to social media or posting. So we can reassess that. Possible
Mm.
naman siya. So the bottom line is, kindly inform us, Confed and Ms. Bay of ACN, your overall plan, if that
Mm-mm.
is what you have in mind, if you want to go for a specialized program, postgraduate, we need to know. So baka kasi meron kami makitang leeway on this. So we'll be able to provide different, I guess, different program or strategies on how to go about it.
All right. Yes, thank you so much. Yung kanyang follow-up question naman, what if po undergrad nursing but 6 years working in an IT field?
O, pwede siya. Yes. 100% yes. Kasi ang prerequisite ni health informatics,
Mm-mm.
graduate of healthcare or experience in healthcare or
The
IT
IT.
related tech. Yeah. So,
Alright,
okay.
yon. So, yon, pwedeng-pwede. Pasok naman po itong CG Nilotang. Alright? So, if you would really like to like pursue Confederation College and Health Informatics, lalo na you're targeting the January 2022 intake, I would suggest na you start sometime this week kasi kailangan din talaga po talaga nating habulin yung January intake. Alright, so you can send an email sa acn730@gmail.com. Okay, or you can also ask Christelle. I think you're already familiar with with Miss Christelle. This is CG Nilo Tang, yung Facebook name niya. All
Okay.
right. Great. Thank you so much, everybody. Do we have any more questions from our participants in Zoom and our Facebook live viewers? Right? So if you have more questions for Confederation College, for Miss Christelle, or you have questions regarding processing your study permit, you can ask me for questions about that. All right? So I will be counting down from 10. So tingnan natin if merong hahabol sa ating Q&A. All right? So it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. So that is all the questions we have for today. Thank you so much to our participants. So, Crystal, do you have any parting messages for our attendees today?
Yes, and as I'd always say, every session for me, it is a blessing to be sharing this information, to be educating a lot of our kababayans on different aspects about the student permit, about the programs, about the postgraduate work opportunities, and all of these information that would really help us commit to our big plans. And so maraming salamat for investing your time today. Please follow our pages. Follow ACN Southern Immigration page. So you can also find out information about their services, our partner. And then you can also follow Confederation College of the Philippines page and my page as well, Cristel Valenzuela. I can also answer to your inquiry, just in case na meron kayong mga pahabol. We'd love to really address all your questions and your concerns right away. And of course, also massive thank you to you, Bea, and to ACN for always being a fabulous co-host. And more to come, of course, in our webinar series. So thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much, Crystal. I'm always looking forward to our monthly webinars. Maybe for next year, I'll set that up. We'll make it more frequent yung mga webinars natin.
Right. Spot
Ar-
on.
All right. Again, thank you so much, everybody. We hope you gained a lot of insights from this session, and we would love to help you reach your dreams in Canada soon. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Again, thank you, Crystal. Have a great evening, guys. Ingat po tayo.
Keep safe. Ingat.